Alright, we're going to do epoxy grout the professional way with the badass cleaning products. Save sponges. No more buying like 10 sponges for the damn job for one batch. No, 2 sponges at the most. So basically what you need to do this epoxy grout the professional way, the way we do it, a few things. First of all, 3-pack sponge per one of these units. All you need is about 3 of these. We got a brand new green grout float, epoxy grout float. That way it doesn't leave that much residue as you're doing it. Scrub pads. We use these. Some people tend to use the other ones. These work phenomenal. They're the best. They scrub it really good. You're also going to need the EG formula right here. Basically what we're going to do, open up the formula. Use about half of it on the first 2 buckets. Thanks to this EG formula, we've been saving a lot of money on sponges. The EG formula is the best epoxy grout cleaning product I've ever used. Here's 6 steps on how to do this. Step 1. Take out all the epoxy out the bucket immediately. If you don't do this, the epoxy will start activating in the bucket. You will notice that the bucket will get hot, and that's bad. That will mean that it's activating on you. You do not want to install it that way. It will make your epoxy grout job hard. This is the best way to do it. Set it in blobs in the areas that you're going to be working in. And applying this method will also extend your working time. Step 2. Stuff and fill in grout joints. Recommending using both hands on trowel to avoid voids. One of the most common problems that installers have with epoxy grout is that at the end of the job, they will start noticing sags or voids on their grout joints. Therefore, you need to always stuff in every grout joint thoroughly. Also take note, as you're done filling in the epoxy grout joints thoroughly and you're ready to pull the epoxy to the following section, you make sure you keep your trowel at a 90-degree angle to pull the epoxy. This will leave less residue or less epoxy for cleanup, making your job a lot easier. Which this is also a factor in allowing for you to have the proper working time. Okay, let's go back. Do not step over the epoxy. This is very important. As you notice, I do not have my knees over the epoxy, nor will I be stepping over it. You would not want to be tracking epoxy all over your floor, nevertheless giving yourself more work to clean. As you noticed, in this case, I decided to do the perimeter first, and also giving myself a passageway out. Now that I finished this section, I will continue with the same epoxy going all the way around the perimeter, carefully stuffing in every grout joint. And remember, consistency is the key. If you follow these steps in a timely manner, you shall have between 45 to an hour epoxy work time. As you see, it's just me doing a whole batch of solid epoxy. So staying consistent in every aspect of this process shall give you no problem doing this even on your own. Step 3. Using epoxy grout formula. Cover at least 90% of the floor. What I typically do, I dip my sponge in the formula, shake it up a little bit, make sure that the sponge is fully filled, and shake the sponge over my tile and lightly squeezing it. At this point, I am not trying to flood the epoxy grout with the formula. You will want to splash just enough formula over the epoxy grout so that the formula starts doing its job, which is deactivating the epoxy grout from the surface of the tile. In my 15 years experience of doing epoxy grout, I have not came across a product that would help you remove epoxy grout as you clean up and helps you save money with sponges and scrub pads, but most importantly, giving you the best epoxy grout cleanup, leaving no haze such as shine or sticky floor. Step 4. Pour formula from bucket in the area you're about to scrub. Now again, consistency with the scrubbing in a circular motion. For the most part, you like to keep everything in a circular motion. Now I get it. There will be some sections where you might just want to go back and forth. It's okay, just retouch it up in a circular motion as soon as you're done doing that. Step 5. First clean off the area in front of you, allowing yourself more space to reach over and clean epoxy. Attention, as you're cleaning the epoxy, only use one side of your sponge per swipe. This is very important for cleanup. Remember, there's no need to overpress your sponge. The sponge will clean it for you. Thanks to the EG formula, now the grout is nice and loose. It's very great, makes easy cleanup. I normally start by doing all my perimeters first. So now that the perimeter is done, we will continue cleaning vertically. Start from the top, down. Flip the sponge, down. Remember, only use one side of the sponge per wipe and don't overpress the sponge. Dip the sponge in formula. Repeat these steps till you're complete. The easiest way to clean epoxy grout is using the EG formula. Repeat these steps with consistency work. You will have a floor, none sticky, no shine, no sags, no voids. Okay guys, I hope y'all like this simple explained tutorial on how to do epoxy grout professional using the EG formula. And if you'd like to find this product, I'll leave a link down in the description below. And if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, I'll leave a link for that as well. Please stay tuned for the rest of the video and see how nice and clean, professional this epoxy grout turned out to be. And don't forget to subscribe for the best tutorials like these. See y'all in the next one. Later.